Hello, I'm Cindy Arenberg Seltzer, President and CEO of the Children's Services Council of Broward County. Welcome to another edition of Future First, Focus on Broward's Children. The Supported Training and Employment Program, also known as STEP, offers year-round development and employment opportunities for youth ages 16 to 22 with physical, developmental, or behavioral disabilities. The late Dr. Herm Fischbein, then a member of the staff of the CSC, led the creation of the original summer-only version of the program, which was known as STEPS, in 2006. Since then, the CSC has funded a number of agencies to help deliver STEP services, and over the years, as we have added additional components such as a yearly Transition to Adult Life Summit, and in partnership with ServiceSource, a youth work incentive counseling program. Here with me to discuss the importance and the impact of STEP in the lives of youth with special needs are Kathia Comiskey, STEP Coordinator at United Cerebral Palsy of Broward, Amilcar Uros, the Youth Work Incentive Coordinator, Elijah Friesen, a STEP participant at Stranahan High School, and the owner-creator of Adventurous Kids and Lesser or Greater Extinctions shows, and his mother, Clara Alivi. In a little while, we'll also see a short video from our most recent Transition to Adult Life event, which was produced and directed by a STEP graduate, Zachary Hoagland. So welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here today. It's a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Clara, I want to start with you. You're the mom of a young man, a very handsome young man, who we're going to hear from in a little bit, who's had some struggles, and you as a mom of a son with some challenges, as he's facing adulthood, you have some concerns. And talk to us a little bit about what that's like and what you were looking for and why he's a STEP participant.
Mm-hmm. So, the concerns that you face as the years go by and they start to get a little bit older and a little bit older will they have the opportunities and the support to be able to rise to be all that they can possibly be? And, you worry about people underestimating your child's abilities, people not giving your child an opportunity or a chance, people only looking at the disability and not the ability. And so, all those concerns go through your head over the years. And so, being fortunate enough to live here in Broward County and to be able to take advantage of the amazing programs that there are here that the Children's Services Council offers, when I heard about the STEP program, I immediately knew that that was going to be, perfect for my child who has so much potential, so many interests, so many different ways that he shines that sometimes people are not able to see that or, they're not looking for it. And so to be able to have that support for him is priceless.
It's funny, I referenced Dr. Fischbein at the beginning, and when we were dealing with creating this program, one of the things he was really insistent upon was that the young people have some say in the experiences that they were going to have, that they go into the interviews alone, not with their parents clinging to them, that they get to speak for themselves about their desires and their vision. And that was really scary for a lot of parents. I don't know if you faced that fear, but it was about empowerment. It's all about empowerment. So Elijah, have you felt that empowerment as you've been going through the STEP program?
What do you mean by empowerment?
So that you have something to say about what you do and the experiences that you have.
At the STEP program?
At the STEP program.
Okay, so first of all, I'll say STEP is really great. I love it.
How long have you been participating?
I don't remember. Okay. I think since September of last year, of October.
Okay.
The staff there are really great. Chris, I think he's he's like the boss, I think. He's really great. He helps me out a lot. He wants to make sure that I'm okay and nothing's wrong. Gloria Popa is the supervisor. She's really nice. Daniel Galili is the trained staff there, the coach, the job coach. He's really nice. He takes us out sometimes, like to play basketball, and that's really nice. They take us to the garden, garden club with Miss Ferguson, my science teacher, some of the other kids. And it's really fun. We get to pull weeds, plant seeds. Sometimes we get to harvest. It's really nice, and they also teach us like life skills. Like on Tuesdays, in the cafeteria, we clean the tables and the chairs. They're trying to teach us if we have a job, we know how to do that. We know how to pull weeds. We know how to clean stuff up, like a maintenance worker. So it helps me learn how to function when I have a job.
Have you had a work experience yet?
I volunteer at the Richard C. Sutherland Public Lab of Wilton Manors in Wilton Manors, Florida. I used to volunteer at the PetSmart in Plantation, but I quit it for safety reasons. The room was too small for 2 people. I was twisting my ankle once.
Oh dear.
Yes. I like it, it's just the room's too small, like for safety. All the people there are nice. In Fort Myers, I volunteered at the butterfly stage, which is a really good experience for me because I like animals and nature. I love butterflies. I used to go there all the time.
I think we have a work site that's in one of the nature centers, so maybe next summer that'll be an opportunity for you if you want. It's one of the animal reserves.
What's it called?
It's slipping my mind right now, but I know we had them on the show a few years ago.
Yeah.
And they love taking the STEP students, so we'll have to look at that for you next year. I want to turn to you, Kathia, for a moment because UCP has been one of our longstanding providers, and when it comes to those work experiences, you've been outstanding at finding the for-profit companies, your regular companies, that have been willing to hire the STEP young people and truly teach them job skills and oftentimes hire them afterwards. Can you talk a little bit about that and what kind of work experiences they've gotten?
Sure. We've been really lucky to partner with some great businesses, Wyndham, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Publix, Winn-Dixie, and it's all about finding, being able to show that our students can do, anything. And really connecting with those people. And we've been really lucky to connect with those managers who sometimes have a personal stake in it. They may have a family member with a disability, or even giving us a chance for the summer. I mean, they're just so surprised at how much our students teach their staff. So we've been, like I said, Publix, Winn-Dixie. Sometimes it's hard to get our foot in the door. People are hesitant, especially when they start to hear about students with disabilities. And we've even brought students with us when we're recruiting so that they can get an opportunity to see that, this is an individual that can do just as much as you and I. And it's really, we were talking about empowerment earlier. It's really about empowering the students to have a voice and for them to believe in themselves and have the confidence that they can be successful in a job. And, it's been a great experience doing that in the community.
I've loved hearing from the employers who've come and testified before the council about what a positive effect some of our students have had on their general workforce and what great contributions that they've made. I want to turn to you now because one of the challenges for those parents who are watching, I know some have been afraid to let their children work because they're concerned that they'll lose the benefits that they may have. Many of these young people may be on disability or will go on to disability. They get their insurance that way, and so they're afraid that they're going to put those benefits at risk. And that's why we decided last year to add the youth work incentive position, the coordinator position, to the array of services. So can you talk a little bit about that?
I'm very lucky to participate in this program. I'm really grateful to the Children's Services Council. This was a partnership that was established in October 2015. We had a rocky start in the beginning, but then it picked up. One of the biggest barriers that we had is that we had the employment component, which is what the STEP program does, but there was a huge part that was missing, which was the benefit part. So like you stated before, there was a lot of fear between the families and the parents about losing their benefits. Because that's why I come into play. Once I get a referral from them, I meet with the parents, and I explain all the work incentives that are available to youth in transition. Specifically, one of the most powerful work incentives that we have is the student and income exclusion. You can exclude if you're attending school, college, or any vocational program up to $7,200 a year, $1,790 a month. Wow. So that's a huge plus for people. The idea of losing your Medicaid is another factor. So my experience in the program have been very positive in the sense that many of my participants, the parents, have been able to work without the fear of losing their benefit, basically.
Which is fantastic. Our children are learning so many different skills, and they're able to actualize themselves in many different ways. Right now, I'd like to turn to the video made by, as I mentioned earlier, Zachary Hoagland, one of our graduates, where he went around and spoke to some of the young people at the Transition to Adulthood Summit.
So Sabrina, what does success mean to you?
Success means trying and keep on trying. Do not give up.
And when did you start planning what you wanted to do after high school?
I started planning in junior year for what I wanted to do after high school.
How important do you think it is to make a life plan or plan for your employment?
It is very important to make a life plan or plan for your employment, because time goes by very quickly.
What was your favorite session today?
I'm not a label. The sort of session that actually shows you what you are, what you're capable of, and what you usually do.
Did you learn anything helpful today?
Yes, very important. It was about cyberbullying, like going on the computer. I learned that people from other states outside this country and many others can text you that someone like you don't know. I learned that.
What success means to me, and it may always change, is being happy with yourself, achieving something, learning from what you've achieved, always thinking that you could always do better.
When did you start planning what you wanted to do after high school?
After high school, I would like to go to college and take classes. One of them is debate.
That was such a great day, and I'm so proud of both the summit and the work that Zachary did putting that video together. That also happened to be the day that we met you, Elijah, and your mom, and you said you want to be on the show because you wanted to tell people about the shows that you're doing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
You mean Adventurous Kids?
Adventurous Kids,
okay.
Yes.
So Adventurous Kids is it's an educational / entertaining show that I make for YouTube Daily Motion. It's supposed to be like education, like for school friendly, but it's also supposed to have like entertainment so no one gets bored.
Right.
Like, first I have to pick a location, then I have to get an actor that's available on the day, of that location. Then we head to the location. Some of them I have to act in case, like if nobody else is available. But most of the time, there's a separate actor. I do everything else. I film, direct, produce, and all that stuff.
And are the actors that you get some of your friends from the STEP program, or are they other kids from? No, they're like The show started in May 2015. Adventurous Kids. We start with 3 original actors: Max, Jermaine, and Mark. In the very first episode, we were out in some part of Alva, I think, in Alva, Florida. We were by a cow pasture, looking at the cows. That was nice. Sorry. No. So what were you doing with the cows?
Really, the first couple of episodes, we were just beginning the show. The wheel show format doesn't begin till like episode 3, but since then, it's been really amazing.
So are you showing them having different adventures?
It's supposed to be educational. Like our acts sometimes to say, example, if you say American alligator, for example, our acts the actor to say a couple of facts. I don't type a script, I just randomly say something.
Kind of
and
like
they
this
repeat
show.
what I say, yeah. And if you don't mind, I am actually looking for new actors for adventurous kids. Anyone who happens to live Broward, Miami-Dade counties will be perfect.
Okay.
Just go to Facebook, Adventurous Kids /1AC25. You can message me. And you can also have actors from Lee County, because once in a while I'll go there and do an episode, but mostly be here in Broward.
Okay.
So we really look forward to having new actors for Adventurous Kids.
And what's the second part? It was Adventurous Kids
And lesser or greater extinctions.
And what does that mean? What is that about?
Well, there's a little history behind it, because back in 2009 on Animal Planet, there was a show that aired called Animal Armageddon, which about the greatest disasters, massive extinctions the Earth has ever seen, except episode 8 was about a possible future event extinction. So that inspired me to create my own show called Lesser or Greater Extinctions. Right now, I think it's going to take a super long time, because I have to make scripts, the narrator part and the animation scripts, which all in one file on Microsoft Word. And I have to translate it to 22 other languages.
Wow.
Each episode's 23 languages, like English, French, Haitian Creole, Spanish, French.
Okay, don't name all 23. That'll take
not.
up the rest of our time.
I was just naming a few.
But that's quite an ambitious goal.
Yeah. Please keep the few, I said. I was just saying a few.
No, I understand. So that is incredible. Now, Mom, did you have any idea that he had this ambition in mind before?
He's been into that for a very long time, and the amazing thing, which is why it's so important to not underestimate people, is that he took that initiative completely 100% independently on his own. Everything that he's done, all the scripts he's written, all the actors that he's gotten, all the editing that he's done on the programs on the computer, uploading it, advertising, everything completely on his own. I mean, the amount of creativity and initiative that went into it is mind-blowing. And so, you know, that's why I say, you know, it's the person first. Don't look at the disability, look at the human being.
I think we've seen that proven over and over again. How about you? Have you been surprised as you've worked in the STEP program to see how much these young people can accomplish when given the appropriate supports?
Not surprised. My son's on the spectrum, so I see it every day, but the students do, you know, inspire me. And what's unique about STEP is that we're able to provide the curriculum in a way that's student-driven and, you know, provide it in a various amount of formats. So we have an entrepreneurship program at UCP that we're teaching students how to create their own businesses. We are using virtual reality to simulate interviewing skills and things like that. So I'm not really surprised to see how, you know, what comes out of this, but it is always amazing, and it's nice to see the people in the community reacting to the stuff that our students do. It's really cool.
And it's not just about work skills, right? Although some of it is, but it's also that fear that many parents have that are they preparing their child enough for that to be independent? Can you talk a little bit about what you do there?
Right, so employability is a big piece of the program, but we also work very heavily with improving social skills and life skills as well. I think parents come in with a fear of, you know, will a student be able to be independent after they leave high school? And also students come in, you know, not being able to, always being told what to do. So we work really hard to empower our students to have a voice, to be an advocate. And, you know, if they want something in the curriculum, they want to learn something, then we're going to teach them. So it might be something big like learning how to take the public transportation, which is something that we really fight with parents about. to learning how to get a driver's license. Some of our students are able to do that, and what goes into getting a driver's license is something very small, like learning to cook a recipe or how to use a knife properly and safely. So we span the wide range of skills, and all the while getting the feedback from the students and the parents. What are the things that you guys want to see in our program?
That's great. What do you think the biggest barriers are for families?
Well, I guess the biggest barrier is the fear of losing their benefit. And I just want to add to what I stated before, because I think it's really important. One of the goals that was added after the program started, it was the percentage of people or students that were not receiving benefit. So one of my goals, because I use a personalized approach to it, is to help these students navigate, and their parents obviously, to navigate through the process and apply because they're potentially eligible for benefit. In fact, we do have a common beneficiary, right, that is going through that process because the process is very cumbersome. There is a lot of barriers they're throwing to you. I mean, you need to know what medical evidence you need to present. And when you turn to adulthood, the standards are stricter than when you're a child. So it's about work and not about your disabilities, more about the functionality at school. Therefore, that's one of the challenges that I found, and I like the way that it has been going through.
Can I
So,
just,
yeah, go ahead.
add
Yeah,
to that?
please.
It's been great to have Amilcar and have like an expert in this, because there are a lot of different rules, and it is very confusing. It's very confusing for us as providers. It's very confusing for parents. And a lot of parents will apply for services and not turn in a certain paper and just be denied, or not have followed through. They might miss a deadline when they're supposed to turn something in. And so it's been great to be able to go to Amilcar and have this person kind of navigate them through the system and stay on top of it to help them. He's helped with people who have worked and maybe something didn't get turned in properly, so now they're having money taken away from them. He's helped to get that money restored. He's helped kids who've been denied get benefits. He's helped people who who thought they weren't eligible become eligible. So it's nice to have this expert to go to and not have to deal with Social Security ourselves, but be able to say, okay, let's go to Amilcar because he knows what's going on.
Exactly.
And I think it's probably fair to say that it's part of the game that Social Security plays is denial the first time around. They want to see if you're really determined.
No,
So
exactly. You're absolutely right, because 65% of the youth that turn 18, they're denied. So I tell the people, do not give up, because it's part of the process. It's a barrier that they put in front of you. And I'm trying to being accusatory towards Social Security Administration, because I worked in 2 projects with them before, but I know how the system works, so you know a little bit about how to play it out. Like Atia said, help them to navigate to the process is very important, because a lot of people don't know, and get them those refunds, especially those I found. For example, I found a case of someone that was working, and they took away about $1,500. That was refunded to that person because of the application of one of the work incentives. Excellent. So that's what I come into play. And the way I explain it, I got the red book, I got some brochure. I explain it to a level that people understand, because it's very complex.
Yes.
It's a lot of numbers, a lot of things you need to explain. Why is this? Why is that?
Thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thanks.
So as you can see, there is a lot that you can do if you're a parent to try and help your child on the road to independence, whether it be financial, spiritual, just learning skills. As you've heard, there are so many challenges that can be overcome with the appropriate supports and willingness to advocate, and the CSC is here with you to try and make sure that you know about and take advantage of what those resources are. I want to thank Kathia Kamiski, Amilcar Uros, Elijah Friesen, and Clara Alivi for this very informative discussion. To learn more about STEP, the organizations that deliver STEP services, and the Y-WIC, visit our website, cscbroward.org. To become more deeply involved in advocacy efforts, consider joining the Special Needs Advisory Committee of the Children's Services Strategic Plan. That's also known as SNAC. And you can do that by visiting the website www.results4browardchildren.org. Access this or any other episode of Future First on our YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook, and remember to join us next time on Future First, Focus on Broward's Children.